Hello, Dippers. Welcome to Game 21 of Ducks in the Pond podcast. I'm your host, Layton. I'm joined by my co-host, Fletcher Hoig.
Mark McGwire is the greatest baseball player of all time because he has his own sovereign country, Big Mac Land.
And Lex Bosco-Glasgow.
That was a hell of a 2K game you guys played earlier.
Thank you.
As always, make sure to listen to the Most Up Show, starting this out on Mondays. Knuckle Sandwich, the MMA podcast, every Thursday. And coming back this week, we'll have Fantasy 30 on Fridays with me and Drake and Lex. As always, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the Saucy Pod. And now, without further ado, get to the music.
Hey, Ducks on the Pond here, kid. Ducks on the Pond. Let's go now, baby. Drive 'em in. Welcome to Ducks on the Pond.
A Sauce on the Side production.
We'll talk a little bit of good news this week, as David Wright is back. Sort of. And what people know, he's had crippling back knee the past couple of seasons. 2 years ago, he had 23 play appearances, and has not touched the field in well over 2 seasons. He'll start a rehab assignment at the Mets single A level this week. So guys, do you think there's any chance David Wright, now being 35 years old, not playing for well over a year and a half, any chance he comes back?
I will say that I played with David Wright on the show the other day where the injuries turned off, and he was very productive.
This is the video game.
I was on the video game, so I'm thinking it's a good omen.
Okay.
But other than the good omen from the video game, I don't think coming back from this injury is going to go well.
Well, if you look at things, I mean, video games are as real as they get nowadays.
Other than actually playing the game, the video game's about the best chance you have at figuring out what a guy's going to do.
Yeah, it's the closest thing you can get. I see him making a comeback, actually, just for the sake that the Mets are out of the race. And, you know, kind of give the fans something to cheer for. Bring up Tim Tebow immediately.
I gave bring him up. What's more likely? David Wright plays for the Mets this season, or Tim Tebow plays for the Mets this season?
David Wright, definitely.
Think so?
That's more likely.
But David Wright might be able to play really ever again.
Well, here's the thing. The Mets are huge on Band-Aids. They're not big on solving the problem. They're big on Band-Aids. So I think if David Wright can come back and be the David Wright of old, they're like, well, fuck, we're going to win 85 games this year. And that's all they're looking to do, probably.
85 games? No, it's 85 games.
Well, you never know. Not 90. They're not gonna do anything worth a fuck. My point is that they're gonna call David Wright up and think he can be a temporary fix for our season. We can maybe make the playoffs as the third wild card spot. No,
Hey, David Wright, Captain America. They're going to come back and win 100 games now, Fletcher. Come on. You know better than that. You know better than that.
Yeah. Well, you know, you get my point.
They're going to finish the year on a 40-game winning streak.
No.
Well, we'll go from a player who's been insanely cold the past 2 years to a player who's been insanely hot over it since the past 2 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
If you haven't noticed on Twitter, this is the show, you're definitely on Twitter probably. And Matt Carpenter from the St. Louis Cardinals, all over Twitter, all over Instagram has just been his stats. Cardinal fans gushing about how good he's been over the past third of the season.
It's over third. It's approached the half now, Leighton.
Raving about the MVP award.
Come on, Leighton. It's 2.5 out of 4.
About how the second coming of Jesus Christ has walking on earth. Lex is one of these Cardinal fans that's all about Matt Carpenter. Lex, this is your chance to convince me and Fletcher that Carpenter should be the MVP of the league.
All right, we go down the list by National League ranks. Okay, this doesn't count the American League. So in the National League for non-pitchers, this without pitchers.
Well, the pitchers do not count in these stats.
Pitchers not count any of these stats.
Okay.
Matt Carpenter leads the league in WAR. He's fourth in on-base percentage after having an atrocious April. Okay? He's first in slugging, first in OPS, first in home runs, first in doubles, third in runs, fourth in walks, first in extra base hits, third in total bases, first in OPS, first in runs created, first in adjusted batting runs, first in adjusted batting wins. He is not grounded into a double play this year. You know how many times that does not happen in the major leagues where guys went this far into the season not hitting to a double play?
Almost never.
It just does not happen. He is not grounded into a double play in over 400 plate appearances. Okay? He's second in base out runs added, fifth in win probability added. Okay? But in situational win probability added, he's first. And he's third in base out wins added. Okay, you go down the list. Everything I just mentioned, is he below top 5 in?
No.
No, he's not. Okay, if I just showed you the stats on paper and you looked at it, you'd look at it and go, yeah, that's probably the MVP.
But he's in the top 5 in batting average or RBIs. I know about leadoff, so RBIs,
Our RBIs don't really matter.
He'll never get a ton. He'll
Okay.
get best like 59.
Okay, but for over the past half of the season, he's hitting over 330. He's hitting, 280 now? Okay, the guy that everybody considers to be in the lead, I'm not going to name names because I don't want to go down that road right now. Javier Baez is hitting below 300 now. Okay?
Leading in RBIs.
Giancarlo, what did he do last year? He hit
60 home runs.
Okay, 59. Didn't hit 60.
59 home
59
runs.
did not hit 60.
59 home runs.
But he hit below what? Like 290?
That's probably 280s.
Yeah, he hit in the 280s and he struck out more than anybody in the league besides Aaron Judge, his teammate. So why can he not win it?
Can only go for half the season. There's never been a player that won. Well, at least I can remember.
Stan won it last year based on his second
He
half
did.
of the season.
He did.
And he was on a way worse team. And the Cardinals are only 2 games out of the wild card and only 5 games out of the Central. And the Marlins were, 20 games out of the fucking division?
Yeah, but Giancarlo Stanton hit 59 home runs.
Matt Carpenter's on pace to hit over 50.
You said last week he would hit 45.
I don't think he will, but he's on pace for over 50.
I don't think a player should be able to win an MVP or a Cy Young Award off of just half of the season.
So Jake Arrieta shouldn't have won the Cy Young Award based on that half of the season he had? Stanton should have won it based off the half of the season he had last year?
He's Jake Arrieta. I don't want to think on that one.
Come on, Lex. Jake Arrieta. Did you forget that part?
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to talk on that 'cause I can't remember how pitchers did besides him. But I was looking at last season. Corey Kluber missed a month of the season, won the Cy Young Award, and Chris Sale pitched the entire year
See?
and had a better season.
Well, I mean, Kershaw won the MVP, and Verlander won the MVP, and they pitch only every, 5th day?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a guy that plays every day for over half the year. Why can't he win it based on half the season?
Pitchers, when the starting pitchers, when they win the MVP, it saves your bullpen for that day, though.
So they pitch.
That does provide value.
They pitch the complete game every time, though?
No, but it still provides value that you don't have to go to your bullpen.
That's true, but they don't pitch a complete game every day. They still got to waste a bullpen pitcher.
So how do you think that Carpenter will finish up this season?
How's he going to finish
Like,
up?
do you think his average will get to 300 or like 290s?
He'll get in the 290s. I mean, he's too hot right now, not too. I mean, he's dialed in more than just about anybody.
50
Besides,
home runs?
I still don't see him getting 50 home runs. But
You said earlier he get 50 home runs.
I said he's on pace, but I don't think he will get there.
See, in my opinion, if he does get to 350 home runs, I think he's definitely the MVP.
He definitely.
Because that's an MVP season, right? How you look at
but
it.
what if the Cardinals do end up winning the Central and they make a playoff push?
That's very bullshit line. Because right now the MVP is probably Freddie Freeman. Or Nolan Arenado. Both their teams are definitely in the division race. But the Rockies are in the same position the Cardinals are in. West they're in 3rd place too.
Mm-hmm.
So really it's just Freddie Freeman. And Freddie Freeman only had 15 home runs, I think, this year.
And he's got barely over 70 RBIs, I think.
Yeah, but he is batting still 318.
Yeah, but he's
With
still
the 400
he's still a
BP.
3-hitter on a team and only 70 RBIs. JD Martinez is over 100, and
But the team can't play the field, though.
that doesn't matter.
can't win
He still
MVP.
this still matters, doesn't it? He still hits.
Can't win the MVP.
Mookie Betts can win that MVP.
Speaking of American League MVP, the top 2 candidates in most people's eyes were in the news this week. Mike Trout got put in the DL with a wrist injury. The Kings probably come back next week, but historically we've seen players go on the DL with wrist injuries and no come back with the same kind of power they had before. How do you guys think Mike Trout will come back from wrist injury after not needing surgery, not needing anything like that?
Well, Mike Trout, he's put on the disabled list, the 10-day disabled list on Friday because of an inflamed right wrist. And, Mike Scotia, who's already been fired, yet is still the manager somehow, is confident that his DL stint will not last longer than the 10 days. So if Mike Scotia isn't worried about it, I'm not really worried about it. So
Mike Trout. He's had a pretty solid year, hasn't he, Leighton?
Yeah, kind of.
Best fantasy outfielder.
For the MVP still according to all the baseball writers.
But not having as good a year as Mookie Betts.
No, he's not. Actually, Mookie Betts hit for the cycle earlier this week.
First person in the league to hit for the cycle this year.
For to do so, he's not batting 352 with a 439 OBP.
He's only hitting 352.
That's all.
That's it.
Through the whole season. That's his third, like Matt Carpenter.
Albert Pujols hit 357 one year, so.
And Mookie Betts had 27 home runs and 23 steals.
23 steals.
he's only got 27 home runs.
Fletcher, that base
27
running
home
war.
runs.
That base running war.
It's worthless. Garbage.
Mookie Betts, does he lead the league in base running war? That'd probably be Billy
I don't know
Hamilton.
how you
wouldn't
can find Bishop more stat. I didn't know there was a stat.
Would that be Billy Hamilton?
I don't know. Billy Hamilton sucks. He can't get on
Yeah, he
base.
can't get on base, but
Yeah, get on base
he
and go
probably
for
runs
it.
the base like a fast son of a bitch, don't he?
I mean, yes, Lex. Billy Hamilton is like the consensus.
He's pretty fast, ain't he?
Because he's the fastest guy in baseball. He gets on base, he will get second base. But sticking Will on the AL, the top 3 candidates for MVP this season for most of the consensus has been Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, and Jose Ramirez. Earlier this month, MVP.com voters voted, and Mike Trout won a landslide. I think he's by more than 50 votes. I think the MVP should be Mookie Betts. He had the highest batting average in baseball, second in OBP, leading in slugging, leading a lot, the top 5 basically every offensive category. And Mike Trout, well, he's been great. He has been that great ever since the All-Star break, really. His average has fallen. He's not having the power like he used to. Fletcher, who do you think should win the AL MVP award?
So my AL MVP is JD Martinez.
I like it.
He's batting .332. He scored 85 runs this year. He's hitting 35 home runs.
37 home runs.
37 home runs now. Yeah, you're right. My bad. He's got at least 101 RBIs. He doesn't play the field every day, but he provides protection throughout that Boston order. And he has played the field at times. So JD Martinez is my AL MVP.
I like it. I think he should win the MVP. Well, look at just the hitting stats. He's the MVP. There's no doubt about it. But he doesn't play the field, so he's not going to get the votes.
Well, he's also on my fantasy team, so
How you doing this year for you?
about to be tied for second.
I like it. Lex, who's your American League MVP?
Leighton, you'll like this one too. Mookie Betts is my American League MVP.
Another delightful choice.
He's leading the league in batting average. He's close to the top in on-base percentage. What is he, 1 or 2 in OPS?
Number 1 OPS.
Number 1 in
It's
OPS?
like almost 1,200, I think.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Jose Ramirez, who's hitting 296, but all them WAR nerds out there see him with a close to 7 WAR, and they freak out and think, oh, he's top. Same thing with Lorenzo Cain.
Lorenzo Cain's WAR is like 4.9.
Yeah, which is close to the top in the National League, behind Matt Carpenter. He's got, what, 30 RBIs this year?
Yeah, he's not having nearly a good hitting season as anybody else.
But WAR, WAR is just the end-all be-all stat in baseball now.
Speaking of WAR, didn't Jason Willis come out and say this week that super nerds are ruining baseball?
Super nerds are ruining baseball.
Really, Jason Willis didn't just suck and push out the league of the nerds' fault?
No, dude. Did you see that video of him tearing it up in a men's league?
I did. He cracked that baseball.
He
that
cracked
thing
that baseball with that dude throwing a cool 65 mile an hour
And he
right down the plate.
Easy money.
He was crushed.
It's like he'd done that before.
A fucking moonshot.
It's like he got paid $150 million in his career to do that.
Speaking of hitting moonshots, it's time for the Ohtani watch. This past week, our favorite baseball player went 4 for 10 with 1 home run, 4 RBIs, 3 walks, and I think he had 4 strikeouts. On the pitching side of things, he threw a bulbous system this week, advancing towards throwing against the important time of the season. Lex, I know you have something to say about Ohtani. How do you think about him going forward this season and possibly throwing again at some time in his life?
He might throw again sometime in his life, but not this season. They'd be dumb.
He should not, at
He
least.
definitely shouldn't. He needs Tommy John. Why would you have him pitch again? Why would you even have him throw in a bullpen? Come on, Angels.
With
Well-
the Angel, I mean,
He's not even an everyday player, is he?
Well, they've already
No,
fired
no.
their manager, and he's still the manager of the team somehow.
No, he said he was resigning.
yeah, I can see he quit.
That
But no,
ball club's
Ohtani-
fucked.
Ohtani only playing 3 games this week. He's not playing every day.
Yeah. Why are we still talking about him then?
Because the Ohtani watch.
But he's not relevant.
He is relevant.
No, he's not.
So here Ohtani.
He's not very relevant. He's playing every other game.
Plus, how do you feel about Shohei Ohtani right now?
I feel like he's very relevant because he's the guy who's been pitching and batting in the fucking modern era, Lex.
Thank you, Fletcher. The entire point of the watch.
He's basically Babe Ruth, right?
Modern day Babe Ruth, only from Japan.
Same.
I think it's fucking stupid to have the guy throwing at this point. Because if you're going to have the guy throwing and you want him to pitch again and you don't have him do the Tommy John surgery, that is just fucking stupid.
I mean, I agree. I mean, maybe they're saying he can throw it again this season, but all they're doing is delaying the inevitable. Like,
It's going to happen at some point.
He needs Tommy John surgery. They're being dumb with him. They're
yeah,
going to
like, what's
ruin the kid.
What's the point? I mean, I know next year's Mike Trout's last year in Anaheim, possibly, and they want to keep him healthy for next season.
Well, if you don't keep Ohtani's health up, it could be his last
Is that
playable
fucking
year.
mad? This point?
Yeah.
At this point, it wouldn't matter. Like, he can't play next season anyway. Yeah, Tommy John.
I mean, it's like they're being selfish. This is like kind of like, not to relate this to the NFL, but this is like NFL players playing under the the needle so they can go out there and play. Why do they have them out there?
Because they won't win games, Lex.
But they're not going to win the games. They're not even going to make the playoffs to be close.
No, they're not. I think they're one game with above 500 today. They might be 500 now after they won out tonight.
I mean, it's not worth it. Put the guy on the DL for the rest of the season.
Give him the surgery.
Give him this. Yes. Don't ruin his career
Please.
based off of one Mike Trout.
And now we move on to anything more than a fallacy. This week we're doing August fallacies. So basically, what players have done so far this month. This month, Nelson Cruz, Joey Gallo, Mark Trumbo have all hit 5 home runs. Will any of these players hit 15 home runs this month? Is that a tall order?
15 home runs this month?
Yeah.
Nope.
Who
Short answer.
Who'll get closest to you for you?
Nelson Cruz.
I'm going to go Joey Gallo.
Of course you
Joey
are.
Gallo has one job. Swing about as hard as you can, hit the ball to the moon.
That's Nelson Cruz's job.
I was going to say.
Now, Nelson Cruz hits for some average. But yes, actually all 3 players' job is to hit home runs. But Joey Gallo is the only one hitting below 200. And still playing every day.
None of them are going to hold a 300 batting average at this point in their life.
No. But this month they're all batting 300.
No, they're not going to hold it.
No, they're not. So, who do you think had most home runs this month out of these 3 guys?
Lex, who do you think?
Let's go with Trumbo.
I'm going Nelson Cruz.
I'm going to go Joey Gallo. So we all split
There
that?
we go. We're all split decision right
Well, I
there.
hate to break it to you, but you're both wrong.
Alright.
Nelson Cruz, because he usually does.
He usually does, yeah.
And now move on to something not so great. Yoel Moncada, the Chicago White Sox, has 20 strikeouts so far this month, on pace for 40. Will he reach 40 strikeouts in 1 month? As a batter.
I mean, what's that? Over 2 strikeouts a game?
That'd be a
almost?
historically bad month of baseball.
Well, I mean, Aaron Judge might challenge you to that.
Yeah, actually, Chris Davis is now at, I think, 6 straight games with 2 or more strikeouts.
See? There you go.
But
Well,
he hasn't had 20 this month, though.
you know, chicks dig the long bowl and all, but you look just as bad when you're walking back to the bench after striking out 3 times in one game.
Doesn't matter, you're still rich.
That's true.
He is rich. I will say that, in this era of
Hey.
launch angles in baseball and the metrics and shit like that, it is, possible this guy could strike out that many times in 1 month. But with the White Sox, what I do want to draw the attention to real quick is Jose Abreu. He's got 20 home runs. He's got 67 RBIs. He's hitting almost 270. He's on my fantasy team. And he's the 8th best fantasy first baseman in the league.
But how you doing in fantasy? You have 2 really good players there, so I guess your team just trash or you winning this thing?
I've got a really good team, actually. I'm tied for second in my division.
And you're the league with Drake and Brandon, all the co-hosts, right?
Yep, I'm tied. I'm about to be tied for second with Drake, and Brandon is not very good at fantasy sports, so he is last in his division.
What's his record?
I think he's about to be 5-13.
It's a bad, tough year.
No, he's not very good. No,
Tough year.
tough year.
Chicago.
It's just tough being Brandon in fantasy sports, really. But
Hey, White Sox, you want a guy that'll strike out 20 times in a month? I can do it for a lot less money. Give me a call.
I can also do it for a lot less
lot
money.
less money. We can negotiate something. We get something going. Call me.
Not like the good side of strikeouts. Oh, that's fallacy. Jason DeGrom and German Marquez both have 19 strikeouts through 2 starts this month, on pace for around 40. But the question is, will either of these pitchers reach 40 strikeouts this month?
I'm gonna say no, because you're only pitching once every handful of days. You could get shelled early in the game and get taken out. I just don't think it'll happen.
I think DeGrom's got the stuff to do it.
He has the
Got a
stuff to do
chance.
it, but
Honestly, I didn't know who German Marquez even was before I looked this up, and I forgot what team he played for.
I think DeGrom can do it. He's been the best pitcher in the National League all season.
he got the stuff to do it. But here's the thing: you pitch, 5 innings with 3 strikeouts,
Yeah, that's
you're
true.
done.
Well, German Marquez pitches for the Rockies, so he'll probably throw in a bit at a Coors Field sometime this month. I don't like the chances to get 10 strikeouts there.
Well, you never know.
I don't even know, but I can see DeGrom doing it.
I can see DeGrom doing it.
He has the stuff for it.
If I was going to choose who's more likely between the two, it would obviously be DeGrom.
Yeah, for sure. But you think either of them will? I don't think either of them
No.
will. There. Now move on to the season ended right now. This is where we take a look at the standings for the playoffs. If the season ended, right now. Leading the AL East, we have the Boston Red Sox, the AL Central, Cleveland Indians, American League West, Houston Astros, and the wildcard teams are Yankees and the Athletics. So, it hadn't changed since last week, but the Mariners are now only one game back of the Athletics and wildcard, and they're about to sweep the Astros in a full-game series. So, guys, how do you think it's going to shake out?
Well, the Red Sox, they've already won the AL East. Go ahead and give them the crown.
How about that, Lex?
Go ahead and give them the crown, Leighton. I know you're just trying not to be too excited about all of this. But, well, the Indians, they've obviously won that crown already, too. The Astros, they can do it. They've already got that locked up, in my opinion. The Yankees, they're there. I mean, it's set except for that last wild card spot. The A's, who else is there? The Mariners, every now and then. Yep, we'll probably be watching the Yankees versus the A's wild card game. And the winner of that will have to play Leighton's Red Sox.
Yep, looking to the American League.
You really hoping that the A's win that game, aren't you?
Actually, the Red Sox only have at least record against one team this season, and that's the Athletics.
Oh.
And we won't play them again. So they're the only team we finished the season with the losing record against.
Well, you mean you want to play them in the...
I'd rather play them
Postseason,
than the
prove
Yankees,
yourself.
though, yes.
You'd definitely rather play them, yes.
Yes. Fletcher?
Yeah, I agree. I think the Red Sox have it sewn up. I think the Indians have the best roster in the AL Central. The rest of the AL Central is garbage. The AL West is pretty good. The Athletics have been hot lately, but I think the Astros are still the better team. I think the only shakeup that you could see is the Yankees and the Athletics maybe switching spots. Other than that, I think it's going to remain relatively the same.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like I talked about earlier, Red Sox having the AL East locked up. As a matter of fact, the Yankees broadcast has come to the point where they're showing the American League wildcard race during the broadcast instead of the division race. So that's always, hate to see that. On to the National League. The National League teams changes every week. This week actually pretty stagnant. The Phillies are first in the National League East. Cubs are first in the NL Central. And the NL West is actually tied between the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers, with your wildcard team being the Brewers and the Braves. How do you guys feel it's going to shake out?
Well, I don't have confidence in the Phillies right now. They haven't been looking too hot lately. The Cubs, they've had every chance here in the past couple of weeks to just take off and run away with the NL Central, but they're letting the Brewers meddle around there, and well, I'm not going to say it, but the Cardinals are getting close to 5 games back.
Yeah.
Just gonna keep dreaming there. No, but they've had every chance to take off, and they just haven't done it yet. I think they will eventually take off and win the Central, but it's just a matter of time when. Diamondbacks and Dodgers. Ooh, baby. Let's see how that turns out. They got to play each other before the end of the season, don't they?
Yeah, probably.
More than likely. That'll probably determine who wins the NL West, and that might honestly determine a wild card spot too. And the Brewers, I just don't have any confidence in them. Do you have any confidence in them, guys?
And the Brewers, I like the Brewers team all season. I think they'll definitely be in the wild card.
You think?
Like all season long, I thought they make the wild card at least.
Mm-hmm. I don't have very much confidence in the Braves.
No, see, the Phillies, honestly, so going also, I really thought the Phillies were poised to make a run at Machado or another big player and then just take off in the NL East to win the division. Mm-hmm. But they've been playing like shit. Well, not terrible, but definitely subpar since the All-Star break. So I'll have a lot less faith in them now.
I definitely feel like the NL East is the weakest of the divisions in the National League.
I think so too. I mean, all 3 divisions are really good, but I think East is definitely the worst. Fletcher, how do you see the National League shaking out?
Yeah, so I mean, the NL East is really going back and forth with the Phillies and Braves. The Central, it's kind of the same with the Brewers and the Cubs there. The Diamondbacks and Dodgers, I ultimately think the Dodgers are going to win. I think they're going to have too much talent coming back with Kershaw coming back and then them trading for Machado. I really just hope that the Cardinals are going to be able to sneak in and grab one of those last wild card spots. Maybe if the Braves start fucking off enough, or the Phillies, one of the two. But I think the Cardinals might have a chance at grabbing one of those last wild card spots.
I agree with you, Fletcher. They're only 2 games out of that right now.
Yeah, they're definitely possible.
And they're one of the hottest teams in baseball, too.
It's definitely possible, but I think that's how the playoffs will shake out. I think the Dodgers will win the NL West, and then actually be out of the playoffs. But over the next month and a half, this should be a really interesting thing to watch.
It's going to be an exciting last month for the National League race, in my opinion.
For sure, the American League race has been done basically.
It's been set since basically the All-Star break. Who's going to be there?
Yeah, since May, basically, for one wild
Yeah.
card spot. Now we want to view from the cheap seats. This is what we look forward to this week. So, Fletcher, we're looking forward to in baseball this week.
I am looking forward to maybe grabbing a cheap seat at Busch Stadium this week and watching the Nationals and Bryce Harper come to town and watching one of my least favorite fantasy players in baseball.
That's actually a good view from the cheap seat because I'm actually going to the Cardinals vs. Brewers games on next Saturday. $5, that is about as cheap as it gets, ain't it?
Yep.
Yeah, and get to watch Jesus versus Matt Carpenter. Ought to be a good matchup. Ryan Braun, I hope you don't even make the trip, you piece of shit.
Yep, well, this week, the Red Sox should go 50 games, over 500. Could be recording on Saturday night, so it could be tomorrow afternoon. I'm watching from the cheapest seat in the world, my couch.
That is cheap.
That is
Damn,
pretty
cheaper than
cheap.
that.
That is pretty cheap.
Well, this has been Ducks in the Pond, episode Game 21. As always, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the Saucy Pod. Check out the Mothership Show, Saucy Inside tomorrow. Check out Knuckles Sandwich on Thursday. And remember, the Fantasy 30 starts with me, Drake, and Lex this Friday. Be sure to check that out, too.
Meat stud!
From Lex, from Fletcher, from myself, as always, stay saucy.